Thought maybe I'd take a special drink from my cup. Anyone know what we're thinking about today? Anyone at all? Peace. Today is the first Sunday in Advent, and it's a Sunday of peace. And it's the first Sunday in Advent, and we've already been primed by everything around us for the big event, haven't we? We already have the catalogs arriving at our house. Just when the political ad campaign flyers stop, the catalogs are coming now with all of the nice pictures of families in their matching jammies for Christmas. Everything looks so wonderful. And how, if only we could purchase these few new wonderful gadgets, our life would be fantastic. There's something in the air, is there not? There's something in the air, and I think it's like a deep longing. We long for something big. We long for a big event, don't we? We do long for something, but I think in reality what we long for during Christmas is the same thing that we long for all throughout the year. We all have a longing for love, for authentic connection, and for acceptance. At our very core, that's what it is. We dress it all up in our holiday gift wrapping and bows and twinkling lights, but it's the same. What we want during Christmas and Advent is the same. We long to be seen, we long to be heard, we long for love. Isaiah paints a vision of life in the Spirit, a time when we will all seek God together and God will be present. Those weapons of war, those weapons of violence will be transformed into instruments of nourishment. New tools that will bring about new life instead of the tools that stamp out life. The word of the Lord will make an actual difference in the way the world works. Inequities will be balanced, shackles will be loosened, wrongs will all be set right. Transformation will happen. This picture of unity, of justice, of shared openness to the divine way, and of peace, I believe speaks to some of our deepest hopes. So how might those pictures of happy families in their matching PJs speak to something that is real, like our shared desire for authentic connection? I have to laugh. I'll be sharing Christmas this year with someone who's never had the experience of sharing Christmas Eve and Christmas with a pastor. And as she said to me, I was thinking maybe we could all get matching jammies. I thought, you don't know what it's like for a pastor on Christmas Eve. I'm not thinking about jammies, but on Christmas Day I will be. We long for that sense of nostalgia, don't we? That nostalgia of Christmases past, but our question for today is how might the nostalgia of Christmases past and that idolization that we have of the childhood wonder represent our desire to believe again in things that seem impossible to us, like peace on earth and goodwill to all? For it can often seem easier to pin our hopes on Christmas gifts and that perfect holiday feast on the perfect holiday plates with the perfect holiday tablecloth. It seems easier to pin our hopes on all of that than to the real possibility of believing in what could be possible. Because in truth, we've been disappointed at times. The many failed peace treaties and divisions in our own culture, fractured relationships in our own lives. We know what disillusionment feels like. Not just in relation to world peace, which seems ever more challenging, but also in our quest for intimate relationships of our own. Also in our experiences of loss. All of these things really hurt. And with Christmas approaching, oftentimes the pain of those hurts we feel even more acutely. Sometimes those happy visions of hope and peace can literally make our wounds throb. But Isaiah offers us a different vision, a vision of global transformation, an invitation to live that global transformation out today. However hard it may be to believe that a new and longed-for reality will take hold someday, there is true power in our attempts at walking in God's light now, one step at a time. It's hard to let go of those things we think are impossible, or at least I should say, it's hard to let go of our thoughts that tell us that certain things are impossible. When we tell ourselves this world can't be fixed, or I'll never know God, God has never been there for me, or maybe this relationship with my family, this relationship with my, you fill in the blank, son, daughter, sister, brother, mother, father, this relationship is broken forever. Isaiah reminds us that it's not. She comes in this first Sunday of Advent, starting with this beautiful baptism of a beautiful baby, reminding us of what we're working towards, that baby in the manger. I ask you, what do you fear will never be renewed in your life? What is it that you bring with you to church today? The thing I would have asked you to leave outside, right? That fear that you could let go of, that still kind of drags along with you. What is it that you bring? I ask you because today I want to challenge you. Because Christmas challenges us. It challenges us to get rid of our defeatist attitudes. It reminds us that with the advent of a baby born into a manger, all things will one day be made anew, and all things are possible. As people of faith, we live holding up a vision of God's future for this world. We've been instructed in God's ways. We know the stories. We've been instructed. And now it's time to walk into these ways and to take the word of the Lord forth into the world, caring for the poor, working for peace, unity, and enduring justice for all people. And I mean all people. And especially those in need of restitution and hope, those most harmed by society and those most harmed by the church. This, my friends, is the work of the church today, and this is the work of faith. A friend of mine called the church this week. He happened to be in the laundromat and saw a sign posted in the laundromat across the street that said, "Suffering from religious trauma," and there was a number to call, a website to go to. Suffering from religious trauma. I remember when I first came, there was a person here who was suffering from religious trauma, and I didn't understand what that was. I thought, I was raised Catholic, so for me, religious trauma had only to do with what the Catholic Church had done as far as religious trauma around some of the issues with what priests were doing to children, those types of things. But I was introduced to a different kind of religious trauma through this person, where the church she had formerly been a member of was trying to control her life, would visit her house and evaluate her life, if her life was, pious enough, if she was living the way that they thought she should be living. Incredibly oppressive and harmful. That is religious trauma, and there's more than that. I pray that if anyone has ever suffered religious trauma here, that would never happen again, whether I'm here or not. There is that type of oppression in this world, among others. We live in a society sometimes where people want to control other people. They want to oppress other people to make themselves feel better, right? It's all about shouldering up, trying to be better. If I make you look bad, then I look better. That's where it all comes from, right? And we have an opportunity to think on that and to move from that. If it does not reek of goodness and love and justice and mercy, then, my friends, it is not of God. Goodness and justice and love and mercy for all people. And today we're invited, as this vision from Isaiah is set before us, to change our mindset, to move, to be agents of peace in this world, offering a new possibility for relating to others, relating in a way of peace. Peace is shalom in Hebrew, and shalom is not simply an absence of war, but rather an abundance of life. The path of peace is God's way. It's not our own way or the world's way. It is God's way. We are taught to prepare for, to work for, and to walk in the peace of God that passes all understanding, that moves us in ways that we thought we could never be moved. And so, I invite you into the walk, into an intentional walk with Christ as we move towards that Christmas celebration this year. How can we rededicate ourselves to this walk of peace and of hope and of joy and of love? That's what it's about. Nothing we can do will change the past, but everything we do will change the future. May it be so with each one of us, my friends. May it be so. God bless you.